Yo, what's going on everyone? Miles Midoriya here with the review and recap of Trigun Stampede Season 1, Episode 8. I gotta say, this episode was a good one. It was a flashback episode. I enjoyed watching it. We got a glimpse into Vash's past after the ship crash. The episode reminded me of Trigun episode 20 called The Flying Ship, which did show something similar of Vash and Nas talking after the ship crash, and then I think in that episode Vash was gonna go get a new arm or get his arm repaired. Also, we did see a character that was from that original episode in this one, but we'll talk about that later. First up, in the beginning, we see it's Vash and Nas' first birthday, and Rim is happy to celebrate it. Nas was over there like he really don't care. He was wondering why she made food for him, saying that he's a plant and it's such a waste. While Vash, on the other hand, he was ready to eat. He couldn't wait. Also, he did mention to Nas that he's a plant too. Rim told him it doesn't matter if he eats it or not. It's about making sure everyone gets a share. It's not a waste to all. Then Nas and Vash were joking about the camera light being off. She turned that camera around so quick to check. They were laughing that moment, and it was a good and funny one. That's when we see it was Rim watching a recording of them. Vash and Nas went up talking to her, bringing up how she was watching it again. In that moment, you could really tell that she cared about the both of them, which is still sad with how Nas did everything. The scene jumps forward after the crash. Vash is looking for Nas and he finds him. He's over there laughing about how everything turned out, and Vash yells out he took out Rim. Nas told him not to scold him and that Vash is an accomplice because he gave him the program access code. The way Vash looked, you couldn't help but feel sorry for him. He wouldn't have wanted his brother to do that, and if he knew that was going to happen, he most likely wouldn't have given him the code. Later, Vash is walking in the desert. He's looking for Rim and the ship. He fell down because someone had reached out and grabbed his ankle. He started noticing the people that were on the ground after the crash. Vash just kept running. He said he was sorry and never imagined anything like that would happen. Then it showed in the background the people that were hurt chasing after him, which they weren't. I think he was just scared. Vash passes out and we see in the distance and hear someone say that there was a kid over there. In the next scene, we see two people who are wondering what Vash is. They do notice that he has a pattern similar to the plant. The woman has said independence. They are plants cloned from an original cell, but on rare occasions, plants can actually give birth. The man almost couldn't believe it and suggests that they put Vash in a case like the other plants, and she didn't agree with that. Just then, Vash woke up and the lady was asking him if he remembered what ship he was on. He said ship 5 and asked about the ship and Rim. She looked up some stuff and asked if he knew her. He told her she raised them. She asked were there more independents and he said they're probably gone. We learned the guy's name is Brad. He isn't really too trusting of Vash and he is going to go find ship 5. The woman let him know it's been about 80 hours since the crash and that there's very little chance anyone survived. Brad mentioned maybe they activated their gravity plant in time just like they did. I wanted to bring this up. I was wondering what character was familiar from the original anime, and it's Brad. He was from episode 20, one of the characters on the flying ship that sort of knew Vash. You could say they kept him the same personality wise. He is a little stubborn or acts mean sometimes, but deep down you could tell he cares about Vash. After he left, Vash asked her why did they save him. He rather stayed out there to the end. She said they are only there because they got lucky, so survivors can't talk like that, even if they don't mean it. Then she told him that they should think about what they can do starting now. We learned the lady's name after she asked Vash for his, and her name is Luida. Luida was wondering what could Vash produce as a generator, like electricity, amino acids, and he told her he can't make anything. All he does is eat, drink, and sleep. She was like, right, like a human. Vash brought up when she said think about what he can do starting now. He told her nothing. As she can tell, he's been through a lot and he'll open up more to them as time goes on. Later that night, Luida had told Vash that Brad had called in and told her he rescued survivors from ship 5, but Rim wasn't there, that the ship was in ruins. She says she's sorry, Rim is probably, and before she walked off, she told him that she stayed aboard until the bitter end trying to stop the crash. That's what the survivors told them. Brad shows the stuff that he found the rims from the crash. It was some photos, and he also found a black box that was damaged. Luida tried to give Vash some food, he didn't want it. Then she gave him the picture of him, Rim, and Nav, saying that she really cared about him. Before leaving, she tells him to believe in himself. There has to be something only he can do. Brad was outside the door listening, so it looks like he's coming around a little. It's night again, and some of the people on the ship are talking bad about Vash. I was like, bro, what'd he do to y'all? We briefly hear Rim talking, and he starts marking on the wall how many days he's been there. Then he hears something. Luida's working on the box and a message plays. It's Rim talking about some of the stuff that's going on, like the injection data was replaced, who did it, and then the lights go out. There's something going on with the plant. Luida tells everyone the vitals are all over the place. Brad asks what's causing it, and she says she doesn't know. Maybe the plants are compatible with the planet's environment. All of a sudden, they overhear someone say, go to the cell. Basically, Vash was telling them that he can hear the plant's voice and he knows something's wrong with it. Brad said he didn't trust it, but Luida said she doesn't know who Rim was. If she trusted him, then she does too. She lets him out and they take him to the plant. He's communicating with the plant just like we seen in the last episode while we hear the message they left playing from Rim. She said they all have a blank ticket with no listed destination. What they put there is up to them. No matter the darkness they find themselves in, they'll always have that ticket waiting for them to write in where to go. and that Vash and Nas will be just fine. As the message ends, we see Vash has fixed the plant. After all of that, Brad and Luita visit Vash in the cell, and she sees that he actually ate his food. Shout out to Luita for trusting Vash and letting him out of there, because it actually worked out for all of them. If it was left up to the others, things probably would have went bad. They take him to a room that's his now. He told her thank you, but she said it wasn't only her. Brad helped convince everyone on the ship as well. He walked in saying to her he told her not to tell him. She let Vash know Brad is nicer than he looks. That's right, he just putting up a front. At first maybe he didn't trust Vash, but over time he started to grow on him, and he's just acting mean at times. She did also apologize for how they treated him before now. There's a montage going on. Vash is helping out with the different plans. Brad even traveled with him, so Brad's being a little bit more nicer. Moving to the next scene, Luita gives Vash a jacket that we see him wearing all the time. She said it was from everyone on Ship 3. See, the small details like that, it's cool seeing where he got the jacket from. He was excited and he likes the shade of red it has. She asked him was it too flashy, and he said no, he likes red, and Rim did too, and he told her thank you. Luita told Vash starting that day he can call that ship home, which is nice. He needed something like that. Glad people started to come around. Then Luita goes to where Brad is. He's working on the black box again since it's been about 5 years. He brought up how lots of people are still blaming themselves because they don't know what caused the crash. That's when they hear the conversation of Vash and Nas back then when they were first talking about the incident. They were a little emotional and upset over the situation after they heard that. Brad started saying that Vash was never on the side of humans. He was betraying them the whole time. Vash was on the other side of the door listening, and you could tell he was hurt. That's when he decided to leave, and he left the jacket that they gave him. Luita and Brad went to Vash's room and they seen he was gone, but there was a letter that he left on the back of a photo. Basically, he was saying thank you to all of them and apologized, saying that he will make up for all the things that happened. Luita decided to go after Vash and bring him back. She thought Brad was trying to stop her, but he told her to tell Vash he's sorry for what he said about him, and she told him to do it himself when she brings him back. It showed the past Vash, then it jumped to the current one waking up in the same room he was in when he was younger. He said home, questioning if they saved him. Then it went back to the past Vash walking into a building that had plants, but it didn't seem like they were active anymore. He sees knives, and that's where the episode ends. Overall, that was a good episode. I do wonder in the next one, will the people from Ship 3 be attacked by Blue Summers? If I remember correctly from the original Trigun, episode 20 and 21, when Vash went to the flying ship, there was someone that followed him there and they had to fight. Later on, when the ship was on the ground, Brad got taken out by S.H.I.E.L.D. and Vash. So could that happen again, or will it be a different outcome this time? Like I said earlier, in episode 20, he got like a new arm. So in this one, I wonder if he's going to get a new arm or get it repaired, because in the previous episode, it did crack a little when they were trying to push that cannon. But y'all let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think about the episode and what was your favorite part from it? Here's some more content to check out. Thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.